Hello everyone, welcome to Prosys OPC YouTube channel. Today's video is about Prosys OPC UA Monitor. The video would be the second one in the series dedicated to the product. Last time, we covered the definition of UA Monitor, went through its features and functions, and established a connection with OPC UA server of our choice. Today, we'll get in more detail about UA Monitor features and add signals for monitoring to create our first monitoring view. We will also work with the panel editor and modify a couple of gadgets of our choice. Let's begin with adding the signals that we would like to monitor. This can be done in the Signal Groups tab. Each signal group defines different monitoring parameters that help us organize our signals based on our specific needs. By default, all the signals added for monitoring are added to the default group. However, we can easily add a new group by clicking the plus button. In the opened window, we enter the group name and select the sampling interval. The default option for sampling interval is 1000 milliseconds, but the lowest value can be as low as 100 milliseconds. For demonstration purposes, we will try the 600 milliseconds today. We click OK, and we can now see that the new signal group has been created. Now we have to choose a server that we would like to monitor. In the address space drop-down menu on the right, select the server that you want to monitor. In our case, it is Simulation Server. To add the signals for monitoring, we go to Simulation folder, and now we have multiple options. We can either drag the signal to the current signal group, or right-click it and choose whether to add signals to the currently selected or a new created signal group. If you want to add multiple OPC UA nodes for monitoring, we can easily do it by holding either Shift or Ctrl key. Today we will add all the OPC UA nodes available in the simulation folder. By default, all the signals have a name identical to the original OPC UA variable. However, if you want to identify signals easily, you can rename them. To do that, you can either right-click the signal and choose Rename Selected Signal, or you can just double-click the signal name and type a new one. Now that we covered the signal's basic settings, we proceed to the Panel Editor tab and adding gadgets to build our monitoring view. Panel Editor is used to visualize the added signals using various gadgets. Currently, there are 9 types of gadgets available. To begin, we click the Panel Settings button. In the opened window, we can set the title of the panel, gadget character set, gadget style, cell size, number of rows, and number of columns. Today we will configure only the title of the panel. The rest of the settings we will keep as default. However, if you want to, you can implement your own settings. The next step is to add the new gadgets to monitor OPC UA variables. To add gadgets to the panel editor, we press the plus button and set the gadget settings. In the drop-down menu, we select the signal that we would like to monitor. In our case, we choose Counter, and then we set the gadget type. Today it would be a classic circle, but you can pick any type you want to. The next step is to set the title. Let's make it line speed. And we would also set the unit as meters per second. The default number of decimals is 2, but you can select any number in a range from 0 to 3. We'll keep it as 2 for now. And we will also leave the value range from 0 to 100. If you want to make a gadget look more attractive, you can select any color from the drop-down menu. And since today we cover the default settings for the gadgets, we will keep it as none. We keep the rest of the settings as default and click OK. The rest of the gadget settings require more advanced configurations and will be covered in the video number 3. After we click OK, we can see our first gadget on the panel editor. To check how this gadget will look in the monitoring view, we click Open Monitoring View button. And here's our first monitoring view. To add more gadgets to the panel, we close the monitoring view and proceed with modifying the panel editor. In the next video, we will work on the more advanced gadget settings such as high-low alarm, warning limits, value range, and many others. We will also learn why some gadget types require specific settings. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our videos. All the links to the tools used in the video can be found in the description box below. If you want more content like this, subscribe to our channel, click the thumbs up button and leave your comments below.